first out of the blue corner. He is wearing the blue trunks trimmed with red, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, officially weighing in at a ready 130 pounds, holding a professional record of 2 losses from San Pedro, Honduras, presenting Kevin Gavilan Gomez. And his opponent across the ring out of the red corner, wearing the navy blue trunks trimmed with white, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, officially weighing in at 128.6 pounds, holding a professional record of 1 victory by way of knockout and no defeats, fighting out of Salinas, California, introducing Zurito Jose Antonio Medrano Jr. Your referee in charge of the action, Ivan Guillermo.
I'm gonna let you work to right about here. Okay? Tenemos 4 rounds. Let's have a good clean fight. Good luck.
All right, we get ready to go. Our opening bout of the night. Jose Medrano Jr., the 18-year-old from Salinas, California, taking on Kevin Gomez. Kevin here tonight from Honduras, now living in LA. He's a tough guy. Both times he's been in the ring is Gomez in the red, white, and blue. He's gone the distance against guys making his debut. I think he's stepping up in caliber of opposition tonight because Jose Medrano Jr., from what I've been hearing about him, and Mike, you talk to people, this kid had a good amateur background, good pedigree, and he looks the part.
He definitely looks the part. He's tall, he's rangy. I was joking with him before because I worked with Ruben Villa, my son and I, for a long time, and I said, hey, when you were younger and used to spar, he used to get the better of you, and he said, absolutely. I said, how's it looking now? And they both kind of laughed and had a nice chuckle and rolled your eyes, and that's a nice straight in-range left hand.
Yeah, Zurdito is his nickname. This is our opening bout. This was scheduled for 4 rounds. Up next will be the heavyweight Valery Tataya from Russia and Rudy Hernandez. So we got back-to-back heavyweights coming up here from Thunder Studios in Long Beach, California. Try to find some video on Kevin Gomez. Not much out there, so looks like he's gonna have that herky-jerky style.
And, you know, for young guys, they got to be careful with those guys that didn't have a big amateur pedigree, and sometimes they move in a different way, and you got to be careful to keep your range, or you end up with a headbutt or an elbow.
And his father, Jose Sr., is in the corner, as is Ruben Villa the fourth, good fighter, featherweight division. Andres Sam Garcia in the corner, as also is Joshua Hernandez.
I like to see a good young fighter. What he did, he just didn't settle for the head. He went right down to the body, and he's maintaining range just like that. And that's what you want to do. You want to keep fighters at the end of your punches.
Yeah, good body work early on. And that's something that you and I have talked about over the years, Mike, when you have a young kid and first couple fights, they come out like they're shot out of a cannon. I like Zurdito's calm presence early on the fight.
Yeah, and it's allowing him to select good shots. And I think DMG, hats off to them for having a nice, young, good prospect open things up.
Yeah.
It's like a band that's coming out to perform, and they play a good song right off the bat. It gets everybody involved.
The tall fighter is Medrano in the white and blue. Sticking that jab, lands upstairs, going to the body. Good hook from Medrano. Good body work again. Good combination from the 18-year-old. And the fighter from Honduras holding on. That's smart right there.
Yeah, he's a little buzzed. The tower was buzzed. Let me tell you something. This kid's tough. He's a tough kid. He may not have a lot of refined skills, but he's willing to fight.
He's got that neck tattoo, so you know he's tough.
Yeah, that's painful.
Yeah, but you're right, Mike, though. He was buzzed. Now he's dealing against the rope body shots from Medrano.
As you can see, he's starting to turtle up now. He's not trying to give any offense. He's trying to protect himself.
Yeah, those body shots are starting to take a toll. Buzzed again upstairs, this time from a right hook by Medrano. Final seconds of the opening round, scheduled for DMG Promotions in Long Beach at Thunder Studios. Fantastic Friday night.
action there. And there's Medrano pinning him up against the ropes. I like the way he's keeping range. As you mentioned earlier, he's very calm and he's very poised, and I think that's going to bode well for him as we enter round 2.
We talk about this a lot, the development of a young fighter, how they come out, but you can see there's certain fighters that grew up in the gym, just like you're saying. The Garcias took care of them in Salinas, Fight Town, right? The Salad Bowl. But it's also going to the bigger tournaments, going to the good sparring, being around the sport. This kid does not look like he's 18-year-old Medrano. He's very nice and calm. I like it.
Yeah, and I asked him, what gym are you out of? And in typical Garcia fashion, they will travel to get good training and good sparring, because you'll see them at the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy with a lot of their fighters. And they said, we kind of go where we need to go to get the good work.
And that's a good sign for Medrano, because he's already outgrown his own gym, his own city, so you got to go get that work. And Northern California, the boxing scene, you're from up there, Mike, it's not as strong as it used to be back in the day, so everybody's got to come down here, and he's doing the work.
Absolutely. Back in the 70s and 80s and even early 90s it was, but for whatever reason, Southern California is that hotbed, which it's always been.
In Sacramento, you got to throw out the Tony the Tiger Lopez, right?
Loreto Garza, Pete Ranzani, Sal Lopez. There was a lot of good fighters there in the 70s and 80s and early 90s.
Chico Corrales.
Absolutely.
And Medrano, who's got a little Chico look to him, is unloading right now. Combinations, and somehow Gomez has slipped a few, but not that time. He gets buzzed again. Hook from Zurrito. Going upstairs. Body work now from the 18-year-old Medrano. Digging in the body. That buckled the knees of Gomez, and he is tough, Mike. And he lands his own hook of his own.
Yes, and I think the referee, Ivan Guillermo, who's an excellent referee, you can see him watching intently, because you don't want a kid like Gomez to take unnecessary punishment.
But every now and then he'll slip one in there that keeps Medrano honest.
Yeah, he's definitely willing to fight. But sometimes fighters like this, you may hit him in his corner, they may have to protect themselves from himself.
Gomez showing to take a shot upstairs. This dude is tough. And both fights that Gomez had were against good, talented fighters that are making their debuts.
And when you're 0-2 and maybe he's going to be 0-3, you're never going to get an easy touch. Especially if you can go rounds and you're tough and you can be part of the development of a good young fighter. What he lacks in skills, Beto, he definitely makes up in will. But I like what I'm seeing from Zurrito. I would like to see him jab a little more. I think he could even open up a lot more things. I think, because he landed some good power shots as we close out round 1, he wants to load up on everything.
Which is natural for an 18-year-old.
100%.
For somebody who's only a second pro fighter.
Some action from round 2. It was more of the same from round 1, but I think Medrano hurt Gomez a little more that round. He was sitting down on his punches, but he also got a little bit closer to Gomez, and Gomez was winging back as much as he could.
It was good work right here for Jose Medrano Jr., who turned pro in September of last year. He got a first-round KO, so the first time, he's getting hit as a pro. There's resistance there.
Yes, absolutely. There's no headgear. The gloves are a lot smaller. You're fighting, not fully grown men sometimes, but guys that are well on their way to manhood.
Somebody's not going to buckle like Gomez.
One thing the DMG does an excellent job of, that first fight usually has a fighter, whether it be male or female, that you may see in a year or two move down the card into a co-main event or a main event. And hats off to the matchmaking on that.
They set up the tone for the night also.
Yes, absolutely. That's what you want to do. You want to get the crowd involved. And you also want a good action fight. You don't want it just to have a blowout. And as a young fighter develops, you want him to do things to have to develop. There has to be some professional resistance.
I see what you're talking about, Mike, about throwing that jab. He's a taller fighter. He's got the advantage.
And a lot of taller fighters just don't jab enough.
Well, I think most fighters don't jab enough, right? When they're starting off in their career.
Absolutely.
I mean, how many times have you been in cut man? Of course, you're always in the corner, but you hear jab.
I don't think you can ever jab too much. As you're starting to see, Gomez's face is starting to show the wear and tear of getting hit with lots of clean shots these first 2 rounds. And there you go. He's maintaining his range, and he's not giving Gomez any options for any offense right now.
Medrano, a tall fighter, weighing 128. 130 was the limit. There's the body shot, but this is, you're talking about Gomez, a grown man at 27 who can take those shots. Here's where you want to see activity.
Yeah, a little bit of bounce. He might have got a little bit, not saying he's fatigued, but he might have burned off some good steam those first 2 rounds. But I don't mind what he's doing right now. He's being very deliberate, and he's landing that 1-2. That's about the 4th 1-2 that he's landed this round.
And that's what you want to do.
Yeah, and he's keeping his head movement. He's not pulling straight back. He's got that good knee bend. A lot of fighters, even if they're tall, they don't realize they can have a nice knee bend so they can shift from one side to the other. It helps their offense. It helps their defense.
I know we're going to sound like broken records, but you'd rather have something like this, rounds and minutes and punches and resistance, than a 30-second knockout.
Well, there's a reason on their official boxing record it says how many rounds professional rounds they've actually fought, and that's great. Because at some point, not everybody's just gonna go down, and you're gonna have to dig into the toolbox as he lands some good punches. And you can see Gomez shaking his head off, but usually when somebody's shaking their head, you know what that means.
Yeah, it means it hurt. Final seconds of round number 3. Good action so far from Jose Medrano Jr. You're talking about that, Mike. Some of these young fighters that'll have the blown-up records. They're like, oh, 19-0, 19 KOs. I mean, Berlanga, perfect example, right?
Yeah, and you see that, and as soon as you get somebody with that's just not going to agree and go down to what they want to do, they're going to fight back. But the one thing I would like to see this round is I would like to see him go for the stoppage now.
Step on the gas?
A little bit. I think he's in position. He's done enough work to soften Gomez up. As we look at some action from the round, he's shifting his body just right, throwing good solid punches. He's not tying himself up. You see Gomez is kind of in a defensive retreat. But Medrano's not falling forward. He's not
Ladies
giving
and gentlemen, this is the 4th and final round.
4th and final round, the winner is known. Up next will be the heavyweight, Valeri Padilla against Sonny Anzaldúa. Then Rudy Hernandez Chucho making his pro debut against Jalen Davis. Still working our way towards Brianda Cruz. Also got Lawrence King, Samuel Arnold, Perla Badaldua, Samuel Isaac, and then Cassius Chaney against Alexander Flores in the main event.
3
heavyweights.
3 heavyweight fights tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to go from guys who weigh 130 pounds to the next 2 fights, one guy weighing almost 280. So this is what he needs to do right now. He needs to step to him with some authority, put some power on that jab, and I think Gomez is likely to take it right there. And I think he needs to get back to that body with some combinations of the body and the head, especially right now as you see Gomez just kind of turtled up and covering up, which means he's really not in position to punch.
Yeah, Gomez has landed a few, but nothing with power or anything that's going to make you want to stop you in your tracks. There's the 18-year-old Medrano, the southpaw, looking good here.
Everything that Medrano's thrown and landed has been more of in a defensive survival mode. But no doubt about it, Medrano's a good-looking prospect, and I like that body work.
And if you said Mike he's getting work at Robert Garcia, then you just know that the wars he's going through over there.
Yes, and it's not just the wars, just being around world-class fighters like Virgil Ortiz, Oscar Duartes, and Bam Rodriguez. I mean, they're just...
Mouthpiece goes flying. Into the corner is Gomez, gets out of there, spins him around. That's a veteran move for a guy with only 2 fights. Knowing how to spin and move and find a way to get the breather and fly some snot out of that nose. Gomez breathing heavy right now.
Yeah, he's definitely breathing heavy, and I think that body work is flattening the tires.
This is what you're talking about, Mike, the step up in the action for Medrano?
Yeah, he's definitely trying to get him out of there. He's throwing nice authoritative punches, and he's looking for the right shot. I think I like that most, maintaining your range and looking for the right shot. Not necessarily what you want to throw, what's available. Just like you see him, he's peering, he's looking at him, he's shifting, good body shot right there. The one thing is he gets older and stronger, he's going to learn to turn that hook. Right now it's still kind of a slapping hook where he's hitting him on the side of the ear. If he shift, that's a good
nice uppercut, the first one of the night.
That was a great uppercut.
He's also learning how to make the adjustment for the technique from amateurs to pros, where amateurs, they reward more than slapping, right?
Yes, and as you start to get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights, you're going to start sitting down on your punches because you realize professional boxing is about knocking your guy out. Another good uppercut. I think Ivan Guillermo, even though there's only a few seconds left, he's looking intently at Gomez.
Gomez is a tough dude. It looks like he's going to survive the 4 tough rounds. It's Jose Medrano. Zurdito from Salinas opens up the night. Looking good here. Thunder Studio, DMG Promotion. Up next will be the heavyweights, Valerie Tadaev and Sunny Anzaldúa. Make sure you follow DMG social media accounts for all the behind-the-scenes actions of what's going on.
We got a Sunny Anzaldúa and a Perla Balsadúa.
Yeah. All right, coming back, we'll give you the results. DMG live on from Thunder Studio.
We don't lie, get the bags in the cash, that's DIY. Ain't no trap, get the bags in the cash, that's what I like.
I'm Kai, your chief of staff. This team, they're about to become your secret weapon.
I'm Alyssa. I'm Elena.
I'm Jordan. Let me show you a few superpowers that'll make you unstoppable with this thing. We've got specialists for everything.
Adrenaline Plus presents the premier destination for combat sports returns to the center of the ring. Heart meets heat, and every strike is felt. This is Friday Night Fights, live from Thunder Studios. The next edition hits Friday, February 27th. Don't miss a second of the action.
Back inside Thunder Studios, ready for the referee or the judges to let us know who won this first fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds, we head to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges see it the same, 40-36 for your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated, Zurdito Jose Antonio Medrano Jr.
Would definitely like to see him again back real soon. He's a good-looking young man. He's a really good fighter with a good pedigree.
Yeah, the 18-year-old came out, took care of business, used the car. 40-30. Samuel Isaac and Rudy Cuevas is going to coming up next. But before we bring them out, though, we got to sit down with the fighters for our co-main. Let's hear from them.
Rodolfo Cuevas III, super middle, 168. A style, technical, energetic, move a lot, exciting. It's going to be fun to watch. Skillful, artful. I expect him to give me everything, show me everything I need to see so that I can work my game. Plan for tomorrow, I'll box him. You know, it's a fight. You never know what's gonna happen. So I'll box him, stay on the outside, stay long, stay fast, angles, movement. And if we gotta fight on the inside and make it dirty, then we'll take it there too. Wherever, we're comfortable in any situation.
I'm Samuel Isaac, middleweight boxer. I expect an amazing performance. I expect to be sharp, in shape, on point, and I'm coming to entertain the crowd. I'm a boxer puncher, great counter puncher, smart, intelligent fighter, also with a lot of power, a lot of speed, athletic, and just an entertaining fighter. I think I'm a very entertaining fighter. I think I'm somebody that the fans would love, and I can't wait to show out tomorrow. I think tomorrow's gonna be a big night for me, and I think a lot of people are gonna see how elite I am, and something big might pop for me really soon.
They got the crowd going right now, Bethel.
The tail of the tape for this one, it is Cuevas, the older fighter, the taller fighter, and a huge reach advantage.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our co-main event of the evening. 4 rounds in the super middleweight division. Introducing to you first, out of the blue corner. He is wearing the black trunks trimmed in gold, standing 6 feet 1 inches tall, officially weighing in at 166.3 pounds. He is making his professional boxing debut from Bellflower, California, presenting Rudy RC3 Cuevas. And his opponent across the ring, out of the red corner. He is wearing the silver trunks trimmed in blue, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, officially weighing in at 167.5 pounds. His professional record is perfect with 2 victories, no defeats. Fighting out of Pomona, California, introducing Samuel Isaac. Your referee in charge, Ivan Guillermo.
Isaac Cuevas, you both received your instructions in the locker room. We got 4 rounds. I'm gonna let you work to about here. I'm gonna let you work to about here, all right? Let's have a good, clean fight. Good luck.
The crowd is ready to go. It is vibing, it is ready, it is rocking at Dowd Arena at Thunder Studios. Beth Duran alongside Mike Rodriguez with you. This one is a co-feature, but is only scheduled for 4 rounds. And you have 2 young fighters, and the crowd is going crazy. The southpaw Samuel Isaac from Pomona, California, the Syrian assassin. He's 2-0, 2 KOs. He turned pro in 2024 in Mexico, in Sonora, Mexico, as he got a 2nd round KO. Then he fought on a DMG show in September of last year. He got a 1st round KO against a fighter who's making his debut. Now Isaac in the red, white, and blue, switching to orthodox.
Imagine making your professional debut. Imagine making your professional debut and you're the co-main event.
There it is. And it's like standing room only now.
It looks like a grudge match from the 80s.
Cuevas, 30 years old, asked him, where have you been? He said, I've always been training. I'm a father. Have some kids. Always boxing. Always been in and out of the ring. He said it was about time to actually fight and get paid for it and chasing his boxing dream.
And speaking of getting paid for it, he paid for that with that left hook right there. Isaac's doing a good job of peppering him with that jab and negating that long range.
Right hand from Cuevas. Another right from Cuevas. Taller fighter taking advantage of that reach.
The one thing that Cuevas does, though, after he punches, his legs are not in a good defensive position, and it may cause him, when he gets hit, that he doesn't take a shot real well.
Cuevas had less than 20 amateur fights, but he said started boxing and training at the age of 14. So he's been in the gym, just never as a pro.
As they tie up and both hit each other and try to hit each other in the back of the head. Both guys are working out a lot of nerves right now. You can tell they both got a lot of friends and family here.
Oh, yeah. Especially ringside, everybody's giving instructions.
Pomona, Bellflower.
Uppercut counter from Cuevas, moving around nicely. Right hand from Cuevas.
Yeah, Cuevas lets his hands go, but I mean, I'm going to have to pay attention to where his head is and his hands are after he punches. Don't know if Isaac's recognized that, but he's definitely willing to throw. And I got a feeling this isn't going to go 4 rounds.
Really, Mike? Somebody's going to step into something?
I think so. They're both. I think that's the way to good put it. If somebody's going to run into something.
Like that?
Good combination by Isaac.
And they're talking.
There's a little bad blood brewing here.
Good. I like that. Good right hand again from Cuevas. Uppercut, then he gets countered by Isaac. 10 seconds to go in an entertaining opening round. Dow's Arena at Thunder Studios in Long Beach is fired up on a Friday night.
And I guarantee you, Cuevas will not remember the first round of his professional career. He was pretty amped up as we go to some highlights. It took them a little bit to kind of get their sea legs. They burned off a lot of nervous energy. But both guys were definitely willing to punch. And there you see a good left hook and a right hand by Isaac that caused Cuevas to hang out. One thing about a tall guy, if you're not fighting in range, Bethel, you become a big target. He's willing to punch. Pay attention to that lead right uppercut that he throws. It's very easy to counter it if you telegraph it. Be on alert for that here in the next round.
Anticipation is building up inside the building.
You know, when you get fights like that, it feels like the crowd is almost squeezing the ring.
Yeah.
Like it got way more crowded in the corral right now.
A lot of it from Samuel Isaac's crew wearing white t-shirts with red that say the Syrian assassin. All right, now Isaac in the red, white, and blue switching from southpaw to orthodox. You like it, Mike?
Well, if it's effective, like if you're like Terrence Crawford, then it's effective.
Yeah, but
sometimes guys do it because they get caught in between punches. So it's, you got to be very measured in how you do it.
Mouthpiece went flying.
They shouldn't stop right there. They should let the referee.
Yeah, that was Cuevas. He should have jumped on it.
Yes.
Instead of pointing it out.
I would definitely try to punch somebody that didn't have a mouthpiece.
But then again, it's for pro debut. Uppercut for Cuevas in black.
You know, he's landing that because Isaac hasn't recognized yet, but a lead right uppercut from the outside, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to bode well.
From Cuevas.
Yes.
Isaac ran into that. He's in the corner trying to hold on.
And they're talking to each other.
Yeah, they are. And Cuevas is barking at Isaac. He's going southpaw now.
This crowd here at Thunder Studios going nuts.
Another right hand from Cuevas. Uppercut again, Mike. You saw it.
Yes. He's finding a home for that long right hand.
And Isaac's not doing anything to stop it.
Well, he got hurt a little bit, and I think that kind of gave him a little bit of moment of pause, and it gave Cuevas some momentum and some excitement. He feels like he can do anything right now.
Well, you talked to him. He was very, very confident.
Yes, both guys were. And as you can see, when Cuevas stands tall, he's a really big target.
Now you're seeing Isaac with a minute to go, crouching down, making a smaller target.
And that would be smart on his part. To shift over, and change his line, and change his level, because as you can see, Cuevas sometimes just moves straight up, straight down, and straight back. And I would tell a shorter fighter to double jab his chest and get inside just like he did right there.
Yeah, shots landed on Isaac now.
It's a close round.
Absolutely. You only get 4. You have to close.
You know, in a 4-round fight, you lose the first 2 rounds, and without a knockdown, the best you can do. And those are good scoring blows. Judges see that reaction when a guy pulls straight back and his head's flying back. They're fighting at a frantic pace.
Very, very fast pace here for the 168-pounders. Final seconds of round number 2. Cuevas and Isaac going at it. DMG Promotions on a Friday night. You gotta love it.
Long Beach making some noise. You can see the corner. Sal Ochoa, like we were talking about earlier, he's getting that end swell on there as we go to some action from round number 2. The first part of that round was controlled by Cuevas. He landed some big bombs. He got tied up a little bit. There's that right uppercut we talked about. And then the last half of the round was carried by Isaac. So it's really just going to depend, Beto, what the judges like. It wasn't the smoothest fighting in the world, but you know what? They came to fight. They want to fight. They want to fight each other.
Yeah, and you have a fighter making his pro debut and a fighter in his third bout. And it's a fun fight as we head to round number 3, scheduled for 4. Isaac starting off as a southpaw this round. Cuevas has fans behind the ring, all standing up.
Yeah,
Isaac has fans ringside trying to stand up, but they're ringside. You got to sit down.
Cuevas sometimes punches and closes his eyes. And that's where Isaac wants to be. He wants to make it an inside fight.
There's a
just
switch.
Like that.
Good
and
hooks from Isaac. Oh, good right hand from Isaac. That landed flush on the jaw of Cuevas. Isaac is having more success as an orthodox fighter.
Yes, and the problem is, if you notice, Cuevas is standing straight up. There's no knee bend. His head's coming in first. So when he gets hit, the punch is actually having a bigger effect on him. If he was, instead of him having his legs use as shock absorbers.
Cuevas trying to hold on. Referee separates him. Cuevas breathing heavy with
and he's
2 minutes to go.
He's missing a lot of punches, and if I was Isaac, I'd just stay nice and short, nice and tight, and let Cuevas run into stuff. Ivan Guillermo's going to start warning that because both of them are starting to hit on the side of the head.
They're both breathing heavy. You're right, Mike. You were talking about that pace. Now Isaac is complaining to the referee. Both of them being told stop holding.
I think they like that 3-second break right there. Oh,
right
good
hand
right
for Cuevas. That landed flush. Uppercut from Isaac sneaks in. So does the left hook, and he goes back southpaw.
This looks like a great sparring match on a Wednesday in any gym in America.
And if you go to Isaac's social media, he's had some good sparring videos on there, the Syrian Assassin.
See, now you have Cuevas is just throwing, he's looking to load up with one shot. He's not setting anything up anymore. He's tired. His heart's beating. It's not that he's not in shape, but his heart rate is not used to fighting at this particular pace. You don't spar at this pace.
No, you don't, and the gloves are different as a pro.
And you notice he's starting to his default button now is to hang on. His mouth is open, his head's leaning over. Everything he's throwing is wide. And Isaac right now is probably equally as tired.
But he's controlling this round, is Samuel Isaac.
And the thing is that every time Cuevas gets hit, it looks like a big deal.
You got to do something to separate yourself.
And I like what Isaac's doing. If the ref ain't going to break you and you got one hand free,
keep
punch.
going.
Punch.
Final seconds of round number 3. Good round for Samuel Isaac against Rudy Cuevas, our co-feature from the Dialed Arena at Thunder Studio.
One more round, Beto? If we take a look at some action, as you see Cuevas retreating, he's a big target. Isaac's just following him to the ropes. Cuevas is just looking to hold. Every now and then he's trying to talk and land a big shot, but he's not setting anything up. He's using one of his arms at all time to try to hold. That's negating his offense. Isaac doesn't look super smooth, but he's been smooth enough to shorten the gap on Cuevas.
People trying to go to the corral, give instructions to everybody. Security's working.
Yeah.
Everybody's a trainer when you're ringside with a drink.
Yeah, after about 3 of them, everybody thinks they're Freddie Roach or Robert Garcia or Emmanuel Stewart as we get ready for the last 4th and final round.
First 2 rounds were close. That 3rd round, Paulie Isaac, our unofficial here.
I think in a best case scenario, if Cuevas has a good round, he may be able to get a draw out of this.
That's a long 3 minutes.
Yes. His balance is just, tall guys really have to fight in range. For whatever reason, just genetically, taller guys just aren't as coordinated as shorter guys, especially in these kind of sports.
Also, when you've only had 15 amateur fights.
And those amateur fights probably came a few years back.
Yep.
But he wanted to turn pro. He's a professional boxer now, and it's not easy.
And he stays at both of them at 68. It's going to be an interesting climb for them. You can get fights.
You know, the thing that I think kind of separated things is Isaac was able to slow everything down a little bit. I'm not saying he did it all the way.
But boxed.
Yes, he boxed. He got hit with a few shots because of, I'm not going to say he was careless, but he wasn't sticking to his fundamentals. At least if I was in his corner, I would have told him to stick to your fundamentals. Because your fundamentals in any sport are going to take you a long way. Especially when you're under fire.
Shot landed by Isaac upstairs. As Cuevas has really slowed down. That pace got to him.
I don't remember the last round that Cuevas threw a jab.
I don't think he...
Of course, he'll probably prove me wrong right now, but I don't see any jabs.
Leading right hand.
That's a good right hook. And you know what, he's doing his best to negate that height. And Cuevas has just been a bigger target. You know, Cuevas would have been better served to start using a jab and punching in range like Lawrence King did. Like Medrano Jr. did. Like Brianda Cruz did.
Off balance, landing flushes Isaac.
And I think because tonight we've seen some fighters maintaining good range and using a good jab. Cuevas will be happy when that bell rings in 30 seconds. Oh, good shot.
Big shot from Isaac. Probably the best one that landed tonight. And that should seal it. As Cuevas hasn't done much here in the fourth round. 10 seconds ago, it's been a very entertaining fight between two fighters starting off in their boxing career.
And hats off to the crowd here at Thunder Studios. They got into this fight. They woke everybody up.
4 good rounds between Samuel Isaac and Rodolfo Cuevas. Turn pro tonight. Respect between the two in the center of the ring.
And no matter what bad blood you might have, it's competition. They hug. They greet each other's corners with respect, and that's what you want to see with good young fighters. And here we go to some highlights. There was a lot of hype for this fight. Both guys had great ring walks. They came ready to fight. First 2 rounds, they both landed good hard shots. Isaac was able to shorten the gap. Cuevas, who got tired, stopped fighting within range. He became a bigger target. He did land some shots, but Isaac was more dominant the last 3 rounds, especially the last 2 rounds. It wasn't aesthetically the cleanest fight, but both guys are young guys as far as being professionals, and they both came to fight. And win, lose, or draw, the crowd, I think, got their money's worth on this one. As you can still see, they're pretty hyped up for both of them.
So they went the distance. 4 fun rounds between the 2-0 Samuel Isaac and the debutant Rudy Cuevas.
It was a fun fight.
Yeah. That's what you want to have.
The crowd enjoyed it because they were both rooting hard for their guy. And there's a good look at the Thunder Studio crowd. You see the shirts for Isaac.
All right, I think Cass has our scorecard. Let's hear how the judges have it.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Carla Kai scores this contest 39-37, and judges Zachary Young and Dr. Lou Moret both score the contest 40-36. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated, Samuel Isaac.
All right, we had to work for it. The first time he goes the distance, Samuel Isaac is now 3-0. And this sweeps the judges' scorecards. And, you know, Rudy Cuevas, nothing to hang his head on. I mean, he can hang his head on knowing this. He came all out, came out strong, and now that he's got the first pro fight out of the way, this kid has something. He can work with him.
Yeah, I mean, especially at that division, he just needs to slow everything down.
Yeah.
Any of us that have played sports, the more you do something, the more you're able to slow things down. And to me, that's the big thing, because he has physical tools. He's tall, he's strong, he takes a good shot.
All right, so Team Cuevas goes disappointing as Samuel Isaac's squad, the Syrian assassin, he sold a lot of tickets, sold some ringside tickets, and the crowd gets the reward as they take the picture inside the ring.
Oh, that's what it was. He got VIPs inside the corral.
Yes, he did.
I thought maybe they jumped the rail.
No, yeah, VIPs. They spent some money. The Syrian assassin got some serious money.
Some people watch, others live it. This is where the edge of culture streams. No filters, no fake hype. Just non-stop adrenaline. Adrenaline Plus TV. Feel the rush. Boxing. MMA. Muay Thai. Esports tournaments. Influencer challenges. Adrenaline Plus TV is the home of live events because every weekend something is happening. Turn it all the way up.